Reactors! Schlep has just dropped an absolute nuke. Last time I checked in, Roblox kicked and sent government papers to Schlep, basically banning him from Roblox and everything that he's worked for just because he's catching predators on their website. Roblox ended up banning him faster than they do the predators, and they call him a vigilante, which is insane. And just a couple days ago, this has gone so big, the state of Louisiana is suing Roblox, which is ridiculous. A whole state is suing a company because of unsafe condition for kids. And now I see this video that he has Chris Hansen involved. Like, what is even going on at
crazy collab that is.
Roblox is a place where we filter all the text in the voice, where we monitor for critical harm.
Oh my god, an army of Roblox people.
Or any of the things that might happen from that.
I want to start off by saying that we all want to keep Roblox safe. We share this view, and we know that there's members of our community who feel strongly.
Oh, no. Roblox probably hates him right now. Roblox hates him. Yeah.
About how to keep Roblox safer.
I want to highlight we have always had safety as one of our top priorities, and we're not waiting for the law or legislation. We've innovated with age estimation on our own because we want to keep people on our platform.
Yeah, that was pretty sick intro. I do have to say, there was this one animation that I saw went viral, and it kind of set Roblox back. It sent the whole Schlep movement back at least 7 years. Someone, you know, out of good intentions, right? He made this video, how we will all be defending Schlep in court, bro.
One come back. We're having a retrial.
Oh my god.
I think if I saw this somewhere for you, page, I would actually start hating it.
How a pro felt making this. How we be defending Schlep in court, bro.
This whole situation is kind of crazy.
Everybody go donate to this boy, Schlep.
This is probably the worst decision this company has ever made.
Hashtag free Schlep, on God. Yeah, they actually need Schlep.
I'm wishing Schlep the best.
Roblox, you need to do something.
There's got to be something done.
Nobody at Roblox listens to us. I'm frustrated, man. I'm frustrated.
Why should we support a platform that is taking steps to prevent predators from getting caught?
Dude.
Kenji!
Literally everyone is
Wow, we in the video. We gotta say something, guys.
Guys, I don't think... Yeah.
Roblox.
Yeah, let's... Wait, no,
do
not
something.
Roblox. Roblox has just lost $12 billion in market value.
Oh my God, bro.
Following their response to their cease and desist letter against me. Just for context, I'm someone who's gotten 6 predators within their community arrested in real life. That loss, though, isn't on me. It's a direct result of Roblox's own response to its child safety crisis. Instead of addressing the real issues, Roblox has doubled, tripled, even quadrupled down. They've put out statements after statements painting me and my team as reckless vigilantes while claiming that their platform is safe, when it absolutely is not. People are just seeing...
What's crazy to me is that this one guy did more work than $1 billion company.
It's actually not $1 billion anymore.
Oh, yeah. Billions.
People are just seeing through this. And that's why a huge movement has started online called Free Schlep. It's been trending everywhere. Multiple members of Congress have now called out the company's child abuse problem. And the Attorney General of Louisiana has filed a giant lawsuit against the company for, and I quote, prioritizing user growth, revenue, and profits over child safety. The day after the Attorney General's lawsuit was filed, Roblox's market value dropped by $12 billion. In response, the company scrambled to roll out new policies targeting the very not safe for work games featured in the lawsuit and my videos. Like, for instance, bathroom simulators. Mind you, the community has been calling out these games for years now. But still, even after everything, instead of removing these blatantly inappropriate experiences, Roblox simply slapped a 17+ label on them. They also launched a ban wave against some of the worst games they've knowingly hosted for years.
Why should anything in Roblox be 17+?
That's still a minor.
Why is it 17, not 18? I don't understand.
I guess because some states, like 16 is like the age of consent, but it's still weird.
Yeah, but isn't Roblox like worldwide? Why wouldn't they just make it 18+ instead of 17+?
Yeah, but then like China is like 6, isn't it? Like
Roblox is banned in China. Why do they even care?
Games that have led thousands of children to getting extorted, and worse. Roblox's actions are nothing more than damage control for the problems they've allowed to fester, when the entire community was screaming at them to fix these problems. And the community saw that killing the messenger was an act of war.
Yeah, they killed the messenger, bro. What are they doing? Are they stupid?
Like, it could have been done so easily. They could have just taken these video and been like, Schlep, you're right. Let's do something about this. Let's fix this. Here's our 12-month plan. No, even here's our 2-year plan to fix all of this. Nope, you're just banned. Nah, we don't care. Oh, by the way, you're a criminal now.
Shortly after these changes, Roblox released a video so bad that it was community noted on Twitter twice. David Bazuki, this...
Wait, that's actually insane if it got community noted. What did it say, dude? Oh. Wow, he made... So the CEO of Roblox made a video saying their platform is safe, and it literally got community noted saying Roblox has a known history of refusing to take actions against predators. That's insane.
The CEO of Roblox, Matt Kaufman, the chief safety officer of Roblox, and Eliza Jacobs, the senior director of product policy, did a 45-minute tech talk. Most of this is just corporate jumbo, but they go ahead and respond directly to their vigilante policy. Before I show this, I want you to remember, I'm the only person that Roblox has targeted with this vigilante policy that they just created. Not even my team was moderated or given any legal letter. I begged for a clear line and even offered to keep much of my work private to help, and I'm no way obligated to do that, but instead, they went straight after me, moderating my accounts and sending a cease and desist before I could even react to the policy. And let's be clear about one thing. I'm not a vigilante. That means I'm taking the law into my own hands. We work with law enforcement, which is why we have arrests. Roblox refuses to say my name because they'd have to acknowledge those arrests. But make no mistake, they're responding to the outrage, which is about me, and this is what they had to say about it.
No, dude, it's kind of funny because they banned you saying Schlep in the game now. You can't even say it.
Really?
They banned, there was games saying free Schlep and they banned it. So.
Roblox refuses to say my name because they'd have to acknowledge those arrests. But make no mistake, they're responding to the outrage, which is about me, and this is what they had to say about it. They first start off the interview by talking about how vigilantes started out as a good thing.
Both inside of Roblox, and I think that there are lots of people outside of Roblox who really have the best intentions and the welfare of our community at heart. We all want to keep Roblox safe. And you know what? We welcome them in part of the dialogue about how to keep Roblox safer. And we have members of the community in these vigilante groups that started off in a really good place. They started off by saying like, hey, they're reporting on issues on Roblox. They're talking about how we could do better. And you know, we paid really careful attention.
This statement is just laughably hilarious.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, they were literally making videos on this for like years. What do you mean pay closely attention?
This statement is just laughably hilarious. If Roblox is really paying attention, then what about when my mom emailed you guys about my own case? What did you do then? Nothing. Actually, you kept paying the guy for years afterwards until you were literally forced to do something about it. If what Roblox was claiming was actually true, them listening to the community, why are the biggest content creators leaving your exclusive YouTuber program in protest of how you're moderating your platform?
Don't look at me now. Don't.
Hey, what are you doing here?
Don't look at me.
Something later in this interview to show you how much of a joke this is. This here is Meep City, one of the most controversial games on Roblox. Precraft, one of the largest Roblox YouTubers, joined this game and within 4 seconds was exposed to not safe for work content. The community has been complaining about this game for almost a decade now, but Roblox has still continued to leave this game up and platform it. But CEO David Bazuki mentions this game by name, and here's their philosophy on this.
Yeah, I can see some of our community naming experiences on Roblox and to say, take it down, take it down, take it down. I'd say examples could be Meep City, for example. Can you share, like, why should that be up? Should that be down? Like, what's up?
I think one thing that's really challenging.
I wonder if these people actually go into a game just to like, oh, is this actually true? And then they go in and they see that and they're like, I'm really feeling like it right now.
Do you think they let their kids play Roblox?
That's a good point.
If I was a CEO and I knew all this was happening, I would not let my kid touch Roblox.
The Meep City, for example. Can you share, like, why should that be up? Should that be down? Like, what's up?
I think one thing that's really challenging on this global immersive interactive platform is that we have content created by developers and creators and content created by the community, by the users that are in that game. And one thing that we really try to do is be fair to our developers and to not moderate them for the behavior of their users.
How is this a crazy math problem? This is so simple. The creator of this game wants these people in their game. How is this even controversial? The developer is giving the tools to the player to make this inappropriate content. And that is the problem with Roblox. Roblox turns a blind eye unless the developers are blatantly making not safe for work games. And even then, it is still on the line if Roblox will take action. Roblox might have just went back on their word regarding Meep City. This game had every inappropriate feature removed from it pretty much overnight. It's unknown if Roblox made Alex Neutron, the creator of Meep City, do this, but either way, it shows the public pressure is working. Games that Roblox is doubling down on are folding, so that's why it's really important to keep speaking up about this.
They were able to fix the problem literally overnight. It literally took them less than a couple hours to fix the problem, but it took all of these videos to make it happen. So you were aware of this for years, but not until these videos came out, then you did something.
Then we saw something change. What we saw is that some of these groups started engaging with the community in ways that violated our policies. And so let me explain what that means. They would go and create accounts on Roblox claiming to be a child.
Roblox keeps repeating this same talking point, that I'm impersonating and pretending to be a child. But here's the reality. You have to pretend to be a child because if the predators knew they were talking to an adult, that wouldn't even be a crime. You guys seem to be more upset that I'm pretending to be a child than predators are decoys. And if it wasn't our decoys, it would be a real person. It's also worth noting that the FBI, ICAC, and local law enforcement all use these same exact tactics.
That's true. I mean, that's literally what the FBI does, right? If they're catching someone, they literally set up a decoy, and that decoy, whether, I don't know, it depends who they're catching, but if it's a predator, they literally set the decoy to be under 18 so they could catch the person.
Yeah, they really thought they did something there. Like, are they serious?
That's crazy. What? You might as well hire Peterbot and do a ChatGPT response, okay? Because that might actually be better than this, okay?
It's also worth noting that the FBI, ICAC, and local law enforcement all use these same exact tactics. Would Roblox be willing to send them a cease and desist too? And their claim that I'm impersonating children is flat out false. Impersonation means I'm stealing the identity of a real child. From the very beginning, we've never used real kids. We don't send pictures of real children, and we create totally new identities where every single photo that's sent is of someone that is of age. The only difference is we tell these people that we are underage. This is flat out a lie, what they're claiming. But what happens next is so wild that the CEO of Roblox cuts off the chief safety officer.
He got some AVD lines in here. He's making me want to keep watching it, yet there's still no Chris Hansen. Is that at the end?
I'm only watching for Chris Hansen.
What if it's at the end, I am Chris Hansen and I approve this?
What if the video that went viral of Chris Hansen was literally just a cameo that they hired?
Yeah.
That would be so funny, dude.
Of Roblox cuts off the chief safety officer.
And then they would enter into game servers and they would go and start asking everybody around them, how old are you? And they were seeking out adults. If you said that you were, move on. But if you said that you were 25, then they would start engaging in conversations and they would try and use those conversations to simulate.
Matt, is this anecdotal? Because I know we have chat logs for all chat on Roblox and historical records. Are you able to kind of...
David totally derails that conversation. That statement is probably the most wild made by Matt Kaufman in this whole interview. To simulate what, Matt Kaufman? Because it's not simulation. These are predators thinking that they're talking to someone that is real, and they a lot of times want to show up in person and do stuff to them in real life. And in my opinion, this shows how little Roblox actually cares about this problem. They can say whatever they want. They can talk about all the new safety features that they're rolling out, but it means nothing if lawsuits are being filed every single week against the company and headlines are making the media about a new horrible situation happening because of this platform. I also want to say how they totally mischaracterize how I run my decoy operation. We are never the first to engage with any of the predators. They always contact our decoy account first.
So we saw these actors.
I'm just gonna say how actually impressive it is today because of YouTube. And if you have a fan base, you're actually able to defend yourself and make videos like this. Because let's say 10 years ago, before YouTube was big, if this happened, happened, there would be literally nothing he could do.
Imagine they did this to a smaller Roblox YouTuber predator catcher.
I don't think it would have made that much of a difference, honestly. Like, I think like the community would have helped nonetheless.
Yeah, he's playing it very well. He knows how the community could help him.
Yeah, but let's bring it back to the good old times. Am I right or what?
Any of the predators. They always contact our decoy account first.
So we saw these actors, they're pretending to be kids, they're trying to find adults, and then what they're doing is they're trying to move the conversation as quickly as possible to other platforms that don't have the type of monitoring and policies that Roblox has. And then they were using...
Roblox hates other platforms.
Oh, you can't go to other platforms, guys.
They literally banned Discord in the chat. You can't even say Discord. They made like their whole own version of Discord because they don't want you to use Discord. Yeah, dude, this is gonna blow your mind, TBH. Are you ready for this? Okay, let me show you, bro. I'm gonna show you this, and you're gonna be like, is that Discord? You're generally gonna think this is Discord. This is Roblox's version of Discord.
Even heard of this? What the heck?
Yeah, because no one uses it. It's crazy.
Find adults. And then what they're doing is they're trying to move the conversation as quickly as possible to other platforms that don't have the type of monitoring and policies that Roblox has. And then they were using that activity that happened on other platforms to create situations that they would then video, they would report to the police, and then only after would they let Roblox know.
Roblox is accusing me of encouraging adults to talk inappropriately to people they shouldn't. That is not true, and if it was true, I wouldn't have a single arrest. We present ourselves as a naive kid who doesn't know about these topics. Crimes like this should obviously be reported to law enforcement first, not Roblox. If Roblox is notified before the police, they can delete accounts, tip off the predators that are being investigated, and give them a chance to erase valuable evidence that the police need to prosecute. The fact that these predators are on the platform to begin with shows that their safety systems have failed. If Roblox did their jobs, there wouldn't be anybody for us to find. Roblox also claims that I'm moving these players to other platforms, but those platforms are linked directly on Roblox's own site. Roblox has actually even partnered with some of those platforms. They even own a bot on that other platform. Anyone can make an account 13 plus and see social media links on Roblox, and unsurprisingly, people in real life have been abducted because of this feature that Roblox allows. And when they say I'm creating these situations, that's just insulting. I'm not creating situations. These predators are trying to grab people within your community.
And there's a bunch of issues in here.
Wait, was that an actual conversation in game?
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Why didn't you ever take me out to eat socks? Me and you, just a little date.
You came all the way in this call to ask me to take you out to eat, bro.
Don't you eat enough?
Fatty, bro. Oh my gosh.
A free meal is a free meal.
I'll take you out to eat.
And there's a bunch of issues in here. Number one, the violation of our policies about being honest about how old you are. Number two, moving conversations off platform. And number three, waiting to tell Roblox when they identified violative behavior to come and tell us so we could take action.
In Matt Coffin's own words, in articles about vigilantes, he said law enforcement officials are best positioned to investigate potential crime. So why is he criticizing us for going to the police first? And it's not like we're not even reporting these things to Roblox. We do. We give Roblox the same Google Drive that we give to the cops. They have the first chat log till the very end where they're in handcuffs. And we have numerous fully documented instances where Roblox refused to take action until after we released videos that got millions of views. Also, waiting to tell Roblox in general is a policy violation? If you were on Roblox and went straight to the authorities instead of reporting it to Roblox first, could you technically be violating Roblox's terms of service?
I think some of these groups started off in a really good...
That's crazy.
Wait, that's actually kind of insane. Because wait, if something happens to you online and you go tell the cops, that means you're violating Roblox's TOS?
Not allowed to tell anyone but Roblox.
We will take care of it, don't worry.
Maybe this has to do with, and just hear me out on this one, Illuminati.
Illuminati? Out of all things you could have pulled out your hairy butt, you pulled Illuminati.
I think some of these groups started off in a really good place, and they started off, really, and they still do really care about the community. The actions that they were taking we're putting our community at greater risk, and we're violations of our policy.
He says I'm putting the community at risk. Roblox even went as far to accuse me and my team of being similar to predators. Think about that. They're implying I am preying on predators. So to Matt Kaufman and David Bazooki, I'm very sorry for preying on the predators of your platform and getting them arrested and put in handcuffs, because I didn't ever want to see kids go through what I went through.
These actors that were coming on the platform, they were reaching out to dozens and dozens of people, and the vast majority of those people were not responding to those engagements, and frankly were harmed in that process.
What are you talking about?
They were harmed, but they weren't responding to that.
The whole point is that if you don't respond, that's a good thing.
Wait, isn't that good if not everyone replied? Because the people that replied are the predators that they need to remove. Wait, isn't that a good thing that most people didn't reply? I mean, that means your whole platform, that most people on your platform are good, you know? That's good. Right. That's a win for you guys. That's good for Roblox.
I don't think they read the script over.
At the end of this, how do you even like solve this anyway? Like, how do you solve this all, right? You know what I mean? How does it like end?
What if they just, I don't know, hire like 10 people to just, I don't know, monitor the website, and when they get reports, ban them?
Dude, there's smaller games that do this exact same thing and do it better than they do.
Yeah, that's true. Like Benny's Backrooms. We have no players. We banned everyone.
I'm gonna show you this predator I caught. I sent a message in the chat and I got this guy messaging me.
Yes, okay, how old are you? I ask him back how old he is, and he says he's older than 18. I tell him I'm years old. Do you mind me being younger? No, not really. If you can keep it a secret between us, though. And he does Predator Strat 101. He asked for my Snap or Discord. And the reason why he's asking for Snap is because the messages delete. I tell him Discord, and I get on Discord with him, and the messages begin right away.
Throughout that entire process, where did I harm anyone? Because the real harm was Roblox letting this game exist on their platform for years. It only disappeared after Hindenburg, an investment research firm, went ahead and exposed Roblox for hosting this experience. And conveniently, it vanished the moment they showcased this predator catch. Notice as well how I wasn't the one to ask for Discord or Snapchat. The predator did. These were the sort of people interacting with our decoys, and so many people are becoming victimized from people exactly like this.
They were
Oh, so it's not even them taking them off platform. It is the people that they're trying to catch is bringing them off platform.
So many people are becoming victimized from people exactly like this.
They were normalizing policy violations on the platform.
What? Roblox's own algorithm recommends inappropriate items to people.
What is that?
The tongue piercing. Dude, I joined one Roblox game and they got like ripped abs and everything with tattoos.
Like that way. What
crazy
skin you have?
Roblox's own algorithm recommends inappropriate items to people. Roblox actively hosts not safe for work games for children. Roblox themselves in this interview doubled down on one of the most infamous instances of inappropriate behavior that they've allowed for nearly a decade, and they're really going at me for normalizing policy violations. Absolutely unbelievable.
And the other people.
Do you guys know about 2017-16 Meep City parties?
No, what's happening?
You know, Diddy parties? That's basically Diddy parties back then. I'm not even lying.
Normalizing policy violations. Absolutely unbelievable.
And the other piece is oftentimes the sort of evidence that was collected, the video evidence, was really difficult to verify, really difficult for us. And if law enforcement had to verify it, then they're talking about subpoenas. And so I think something that sometimes seems obvious to folks in the community really is just much more complicated on the back end.
I'm not sure how the evidence that I was sending you guys was hard to verify. I sent you guys screen recordings of us scrolling through the entire chat on mobile. And a lot of the stuff that happens is happening directly within Roblox. Like for instance, when Roblox refused to ban this predator, we got arrested in Hawaii, and he was literally talking in-game about planning the meetup in real life on Roblox. With all that being said, I wanted to ask someone who's been working with law enforcement and has been doing predator catching since before I was even born. So I decided to take a seat with Chris Hansen to catch some answers.
Whoa, this is the moment.
I'm Chris Hansen. I'm co-founder and correspondent reporter for the True Blue Streaming Crime Network. We do a lot of crime and investigative reporting. Our Takedown series, which exposes predators trying to exploit children online. And we also work on a number of documentaries, including this particular project, exposing the sort of thing that goes on Roblox.
I wanted to ask you about some of the comments that Roblox has specifically stated.
If I'm old, I wish I looked like this. Like, he looks good old, you know?
He aged
No,
pretty
yeah,
good.
I know, 100%.
Like, wait, how old is he, though? Like, what's his age?
65.
Okay.
Exploit children online. And we also work on a number of documentaries, including this particular project, exposing the sort of thing that goes on Roblox.
I wanted to ask you about some of the comments that Roblox has specifically stated about like predator catching. One of the main complaints is pretending to be a child. I want to know your answer. It's kind of obvious, but the importance of using decoy accounts to just find different predators.
Well, we couldn't do it without using decoy accounts. In the very beginning, we had an online watchdog group, Perverted Justice, do that work, and now, and for the last several years, it's been members of law enforcement who have posed as children online, merely sitting in one of these areas, and they wait to be approached by somebody who is seeking to exploit children. And then the conversation takes place. It all happens according to the law, and then that gets turned over. Now, I understand that anytime somebody is not with law enforcement, it gives pause to a corporation. It's like, okay, here's this kid. We don't know whether he's following the rules properly. We don't know if he's running this by a lawyer. Maybe you could argue that they just don't want that sort of activity on their platform, but you think they'd be more worried about the activity that you're exposing.
That's what I've been trying to get at this whole time.
Let's worry about that, number one, and then you can have a conversation with young Schlep. I mean, if I were the CEO of Roblox, I would make you an ambassador for security. I would get out in front of this thing and do what would be a fantastic promotional move. I'm a little...
Yeah, first of all, why does it look like Chris Hansen's crying right now? And then two, he's completely everything that we've been saying exactly, right? Why don't they just hire Schlep in order to literally help with the security, right? And then two, actually worry about the actual problem on the platform, like the people that are trying to exploit these people, like exploit the children. And then three, then you can figure out a better way than what Schlep is doing, right? Because he has to do that because you guys are not doing anything, right?
Precisely.
I don't understand the impersonation stuff. It's like they want an excuse to protect the bad people.
Get out in front of this thing and do what would be a fantastic promotional move. I'm a little dumbfounded that they haven't figured it out, given that these guys are in the high-tech world who invented this stuff in some ways. You know, why don't they get ahead of it and get a young guy on their team?
That's
what I'm doing with you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's not that hard to figure out. I learned a long time ago that if you're not listening to the youngest guy or girl in the room, you're missing opportunity. You have to evolve and you have to keep on top of this technology and you have to bring new ideas into the room to do your job. My job is to expose bad people. You are helping.
I mean, the thing is, I've made it very, very clear to Roblox since the beginning. Give us a private line. We are open to communicate with you. We want to talk with you guys. We know a lot of these really bad actors, and the first official contact I had with them was the cease and desist letter.
That's kind of crazy.
Because he also sent them binders.
Okay, after seeing all these videos, it's like, wow, okay, the situation is bad, but like, he's been doing this for years, and they didn't even like ask him, could you guys not do that or something? Like, or can we help? Or there's like another way we could do this. They literally told him nothing for years. And the first thing that they tell him is a ban. That's insane to me.
They're just hating for the love of the game, bro.
Yeah.
And the first official contact I had with them was the cease and desist.
Not even banned. A cease and desist is ridiculous. You know how bad that is. Crazy.
Can you get one of these?
I got 7 of these. These are so funny, bro.
It's like they went on YouTube one day and typed in Roblox and then saw that and was like, "Arr!" and they just start banning everything about him.
Letter.
It's horrible from a public image standpoint. I mean, you're killing the messenger, right? It's not like you're out there tracking these guys down with, tasers and smoke guns. I mean, you're providing information to the platform to do something about it.
One of the major complaints that Roblox had about me was that I was actually going to law enforcement first before sending their report, just so that they would have a start to finish conversation of everything that took place. Did you guys ever reach out to social media sites before this sting goes down?
No, we always go to law enforcement. We work with law enforcement in everything we do. And that is to ensure a successful prosecution. That's why the prosecution rate in these states is, like 99.1%. 100%. It's law enforcement first, then they can deal with the corporation. The corporation should be more concerned about reporting what it finds to law enforcement to investigate.
I'm gonna read to you.
Dude, I like how he's just going through like a list of questions of what Roblox is accusing of him for. And literally Chris Hansen is literally saying that everything he's done has been completely good and legal and exactly what he should have been doing. You know, that's like crazy.
There's nothing that fakes this.
Roblox has no reason to ban him.
Yeah, I feel like at this point, what's going to happen is their CEO is going to be voted out, and then it's going to be this whole mess of like just replacing them.
Put them in Squid Game.
Be more concerned about reporting what it finds to law enforcement to investigate.
I'm going to read to you a quote from Roblox's corporate blog describing our operations. Similar to actual predators, they often impersonate my actively approach users and then try to lead them onto different platforms to have sexually explicit conversations. We obviously do not talk to these predators. We don't impersonate real children. Our decoys are, you know, adults.
Well, I think if they're mischaracterizing what you're doing, that's wrong. Based upon what you said to me, you don't actively bait these guys in terms of making the first approach. You merely set up a profile of somebody who's underage, and you exist in that room until an adult approaches one of your decoys. Then if conversation takes place, they get exposed, and that information gets turned over to law enforcement. And in
Like you falsely accuse someone, and could that be like legal?
Maybe not wrongly accused, but maybe public defamation, that they're making Schlep look like a bad person. That's the issue. That's where there could be a countersue.
Yeah, but I don't know if he's gonna do that. That's expensive against Roblox.
Yeah,
dude.
but I feel like this is such an easy case.
But then again, if the state of Louisiana is already suing Roblox, they might be helping him as well. I'm assuming Schlep is probably part of that case. Maybe they're already doing it.
And that information gets turned over to law enforcement. And in many cases, they do something, and then you report that both on your platform as a citizen journalist, a young guy working on these stories, and to Roblox to take action as a corporate citizen.
I thought it was kind of wild how they compared what we're doing to actual predators.
Well, if they're mischaracterizing what you're doing, yeah, that's horrible. This entire project is going to be healthy for Roblox, and it's going to be especially good for users of Roblox, because anything that creates awareness and a dialogue is important. And you need to tell parents that this stuff exists, that these dangers are out there, and that if your child is approached by a predator, they need to come to the parents. I mean, that's the first line of defense. It's great what you're doing. It's great what I do. And it's really great that law enforcement and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children does all this work every day across the country. It's great that Roblox has a department that takes a look at some of this stuff. What's not great is the lack of connection here that could make it even better and safer. Until that happens, we have to show parents what goes on here, and they have to have the discussion with kids and say, hey, be careful.
What made you like interested into like getting into?
How do you let every single parent know that like the Roblox is like doing this?
I mean, Roblox could just put a little pop-up before joining games. It's like, these are public games.
Yes, I agree.
Just a little pop-up warning would generally help a lot of people. At the end of the day, it's not really up to us to solve this. I'm just saying, like, you have a $1 billion company and you have some of the smartest people in the world. It would literally take you like 15 days. You could probably solve this problem in 24 hours.
Or you give me $15 billion and I'll figure it out.
That sounds good.
As a department that takes a look at some of this stuff. What's not great is the lack of connection here that could make it even better and safer. Until that happens, we have to show parents what goes on here, and they have to have the discussion with kids and say, hey, be careful.
What made you like interested into like getting into Roblox?
You know, I was personally getting communications on social media saying, you need to look into this, you need to look into this, you need to look into this. And then we saw a big case down in Florida where a guy was arrested in Central Florida for and actually giving them Robux and having them exploit siblings and other. It made headlines down in Marion County, Florida. And so I started digging into it. We had good contacts with that sheriff's department there. And we actually, ironically, just did a predator sting, a takedown sting down there. So we started with an interview there. And it turns out that in the same jurisdiction, there was a year-old girl who was exploited on Roblox by a man all the way over in England. And so we interviewed that victim.
Jesse! I put my hands up. England.
On Roblox by a man all the way over in England. And so we interviewed that victim's mother, and all of a sudden all these cases started developing, including the lawsuit by the Attorney General in Louisiana.
It's interesting you mentioned Florida, because we got an arrest there. We got it in Polk County, and it was a guy who possessed
County, as you know, is where Sheriff Grady Judd is, and they're very active in this space.
Oh, yeah.
We do work with them as well. First of all, it breaks my heart, and I'm so sorry that you had to deal with this as a younger guy on this particular platform. The fact that you were bullied and preyed upon and advantage of, and that it went to the extent it did, it breaks my heart. And this is why we do these investigations. But to see you at your age turn it into a positive and do something about it, I think is incredible and admirable.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
For a guy who's been kicking around doing this for 42 or 43 years now, it's really cool, because when I started on television, I was your age. I was 22 years old. So when I see a young person do this kind of work, it's very impressive to me, because I know what it takes.
Yeah, I mean, it's very crazy when you start looking into this stuff. I mean, it's a rabbit hole. It only gets more disturbing the more you see it.
Well, you know, and since we announced that we're doing this documentary and that you are collaborating, I am overwhelmed.
Oh, yeah. I saw a tweet on Twitter. It got like 160,000 likes that you're just even looking into the platform. Because that's the thing. People have known about these issues for so long, but journalists haven't done enough to like really look into it. And now it's starting to break into the world where everybody is starting to start to be aware.
Well, now you're seeing more mainstream, outlets cover it. And look, we have the ability to...
They were trying to avoid this for years, right? And they could have solved this. It wasn't like this just happened. No, you were warned about this for the last 7 years.
Nothing bad will happen.
It'll be fine. We'll just keep pushing it.
Now you're seeing more mainstream, outlets cover it. And look, we have the ability to infiltrate this world because we've been doing it for 21 years. First with To Catch a Predator, and for the last 2.5 years at True Blue, our streaming crime network, with Takedown. So we know how to do this and work with law enforcement. Now, a lot of people can go out and do this stuff independently, but here you are, a good example of somebody who has done the work and given it to law enforcement. And that's the key here, because if you expose these guys and, make fun of them and do a Borat kind of thing, like some other
Dude.
Isn't he still in the prison?
In jail.
How Schlep was exposing these predators was the right way. They contacted law enforcement and they got arrested, right? Not like, Vitaly, who would see a predator and literally beat them up on stream or something like that.
They often don't face the consequences. They don't have to register as a predator. They don't get prosecuted.
Yeah, and I think the thing is, too, a lot of the reason why I have to make this content is because we reach out to Roblox. We give them the emails. We give them all the information. They don't respond until after we publish a video that gets millions of views on YouTube. It makes me concerned, because if we're getting that, what are real victims getting?
Look, I understand a little bit Roblox situation here. What they're trying to do is follow the protocol. When they see something, they are mandated to report that to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, which then refers it to law enforcement. And that's good, and they should be doing that. But why they wouldn't also take advantage of information given to them, wrapped with a bow around it, as you have done, it's stunning to me that they wouldn't see the opportunity here to be an ally of yours as opposed to somebody who, they're making an example of and saying,
oh, for sure,
the rules, banning you. I don't understand that. From a corporate citizen aspect, it doesn't make sense. From a public relations standpoint, it doesn't make sense. And from a justice-seeking standpoint, it doesn't make sense. So I don't know, and I hope that during the course of this, that I'll get a chance to sit down with somebody at Roblox. And I have a feeling that's going to happen. But I'm going to be posing all of those questions when that interview takes place.
Wait.
Chris Hansen, my goat! Dude, he would clock their T, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, that's actually gonna be crazy. If he's gonna be interviewing someone top on Roblox, once he does that, that's gonna go all over the world.
If Chris Hansen interviewed me, I would be shivering in my boot.
Young people who look up to you and see predators in online spaces, what is the single most important step that they can take to protect themselves?
I would be hesitant to tell people to conduct their own investigations, but I'm adamant that you got to report this stuff to your local law enforcement agency. You got to report it to the service provider. You got to report it to the platform. Hopefully, between those three things, you get some action. I think 15, 20 years ago, law enforcement would be a little overwhelmed by this and say, if you're in a small town, you go to the police department, say this happened, they say, okay, well, I'm not sure how to investigate it. Well, today, every department has the ability to investigate this stuff, and they are very willing to take these cases up.
It's an absolute honor to have Chris Hansen featured on this channel. Chris Hansen is flying me out soon to actually feature in his Roblox documentary about exploitation. With everything that we've learned so far, one question persists. Why did I get this cease and desist? I'll let this alleged former Roblox employee answer this question for you.
Wait, he got a former Roblox employee to answer why he got a cease and desist?
What do you guys think they're gonna say? They're gonna say, they don't care about you?
I think they're gonna just do it because they're trying to keep all this under wraps. That's the point I was trying to prove in the last video, is that Roblox just wants all of this not to go in the news, doesn't want it in the media, wants it to all go through their system and it all be jolly good.
You have to make a decision, right? You keep your players safe, but then it would be less of them on the platform. Or you just let them do what they want to do, and then all the numbers look good, and investors will be happy.
You might just be thinking this is one alleged Roblox employee. Well, Bloomberg is claiming that 8 Roblox employees told a very similar story to this in 2024. Roblox actively forces victims of the platform into arbitration, a tactic so unethical that platforms like Uber and Lyft actually have policies against doing this. The reason they're doing it is even more outrageous. Because this person received so many benefits from using the platform, he cannot now complain that Roblox is trying to prevent him from seeking justice in court for the life-altering harm he suffered. Here's why I personally care so much about this problem.
Who's been offered?
What is the tactic that they're using?
They only care about numbers. If they get rid of like the bad people in it, the numbers are down and investors aren't happy.
There's that many bad people on this world?
At least 20% of their player base.
20% of bad people? Oh, world, what are we doing?
Bro, you know, dude, billions of Roblox players, yes, bro.
You're saying over 200 million people are predators.
Yeah, that's crazy.
To a certain extent. It won't
No.
Okay. Go on VR chat.
VR chat versus Roblox is like night and day, okay? One game has more players than VR chat ever has in the entire lifetime.
Okay, guess how many bad people there are in the world, right? All of them go to Roblox because they all know, bro. They all know.
They all have like meetings in Roblox or something?
Yes, bro.
Roblox actively forces victims of the platform into arbitration, a tactic.
Yeah, what's this? Arbitration. What does that mean? Could you explain that to me if I was 5 years old?
It's just like some person being like, yeah, we agree, or yeah, we don't agree, and then nothing happens with it.
Explain again from the beginning like I'm 5 years old.
I don't feel like taking this legally, so I'm gonna act like I'm the law. No, yes.
We're good and you're wrong. Get out.
I don't get it, but I think I'm overthinking it.
How do you not get it after that?
Who's been offered free Robux to do something that was inappropriate in the game? Or someone has said, I'll give you some free Robux if you come and follow me on Snapchat or TikTok or something like that. Who's had that happen?
Dude, that's like half the class are raising their hand that because of Robux, they were forced to do something inappropriately.
I told you! You know how many bad people are on this website, bro?
Maybe it might actually be 50% now. Guys, I give all of you guys free Robux, so think about all the good I gave you guys, okay? Now shut your mouths.
I've seen a lot of corruption in big tech, but I've never seen a company harm this many young people at the scale Roblox has. They can say whatever they want about safety or try to discredit me, but the arrests and their response to those arrests speak louder than any PR statement that they could possibly make. This isn't just about moderation. The rot goes all the way up to the CEO, a man whose vision includes adding dating to this platform and defending predatory games like Meep City. It's not even negligence, it's his literal philosophy. The narrative around Roblox needs to change. People have to understand what this platform actually is. Share what's happening, talk about it. Make sure your friends, parents, journalists, and lawmakers know how deep these problems run. Call your congressman and tell him he won't stand by while Roblox puts children in danger. I've been sounding the alarm for over a year as a whistleblower, and Roblox's leadership has tried to silence me. What needs to happen is David Baszucki needs to sit in front of Congress under oath, and he needs to explain why so many people have been abducted and abused on his platform, and why his company is choosing profits over safety.
Whoa, that was kind of crazy. What?
Dude, Schlep stood on business there.
Dude, it's happening. Oh my goodness. This is 100 times worse than it could have been. First of all, free Schlep for sure. I mean, dude, he's just helping the platform. Come on. It could have been so easy to fix this, bro. I don't understand. Does anyone have any final statements before I end it?
I was just gonna affect my grow a garden.
Yeah.